Now, vegetative propagation. Why this propagation or type of formation of new plant, that is also reproduction, is known as vegetative propagation? Because new plants are grown from the vegetative parts of the plant. You all know plants have two types of parts. Root, stem, leaves are known as vegetative parts and flower is the reproductive part. So, new plants grows from root, stem and leaves is known as vegetative propagation. These are the natural methods of vegetative propagation which takes place naturally and in nature, not by the interruption of human being. We all know and we have seen that dahlia has corn, the root, sweet potato. These plants are chrysanthemum. So these plants roots, when they are put in soil, so many new plants grow from the root. So this is also a type of vegetative propagation. And second one is from underground modified stems. Underground modified stems also stores food in them for the next year of the plant. But we people eat these plants, so potato, ginger, onion, garlic, when they are planted in soil, new plant, they form new plants. We all know that underground stems have nodes, and from nodes buds arise and these buds grow into a new plant. Third one is also from aerial stem. In so many plants that we do not always mind, because grass, mint and strawberry, these are called runners. Runners means they can spread by themselves. No one is doing anything for the spreading of grass or mint or strawberry. When we put one plant of grass or mint, it will spread in a large area. How? So, because they are called runners, it means they in them birds grow, means the plant stem, where the plant stem touches the soil, from that point a bud and roots both arise. The bud grows into a new plant, roots are also there. So again they grow in length, and again this type of production of buds and roots takes place. In this way they run, they can cover an area, so they are called runners. This is also a type of vegetative propagation. And the last one, you all know, Bryophyllum is a plant whose leaves are very fleshy, and from the notches, means kinare per se, the plants have leaves have notches, and the notches on the notches of these plants adventitious buds arise. These adventitious buds grows into small plantlets, and these plantlets, when they are not cut from the leaves, they fall and they grow into a new, separately in new plants. So in this way, leaves are also helpful in some plants for the reproduction in new plants, or for the formation of new plants. In this way, all these methods you can explain under the heading of natural method of vegetative propagation. After this, I will explain the artificial methods of propagation, vegetative propagation. So now we will discuss about the artificial vegetative propagation. As artificial means done by human beings. So all the methods which we will read are done by the human beings, and for what purpose? To obtain new improved varieties of plants, and these methods are very fast, means very less time taken, cheap, less expensive, and very simple methods. So in these methods, first is the cutting, stem cutting. We all know that whenever we want to grow a new plant of the rose plant which we have, or which is in the house of our neighbor or our friends or our relatives, when we see, we say, please give us one stem cut. So the stem is cut and is sown in the soil. The stem must have a node, so that the node, from the nodes the new plant will grow. This is the simplest and easiest method of artificial vegetative propagation, and this can be used, this is used in the growth of sugarcane, rose, bougainvillea, and so on. Second one is grafting. Grafting is the method which is commonly used in horticulture. Horticulture means the branch of science in which new fruit plants are grown. Fruit and flowering plants are grown is known as horticulture. So in this method, bud or cutting with buds of one plant is called scion, and is kept in the cut stem of another plant of the same species, and the scion, this is called scion and stalk are firmly tied together, and when the leaves arise from the tied plant or the branches, it means the plant has grown, and the fruit or flower, whatever it will give us, will have both the varieties, means the scion and stalk plants, both varieties will grow, and the third, another variety will also grow, which have both of the characteristics of the plants. So in this way we can grow very nice varieties of roses, mango, and nowadays we see so many fruits are grown that have improved varieties. So this is very useful method of growing plant to obtain desired varieties. So mango, rose, guava, and some other plants. But always remember, this method can be only used in shrubs or trees. Mostly it is done in trees. Roses are shrub, but their stem are very hard. So this method cannot be adopted in herbs. Third one is the layering. Layering is very easy method. Anyone can do it. How? In this process, what we do, a young branch is bent and is covered with moist soil. But always remember, where you are covering the branch with soil, that should have a node, so that from node new roots will grow and new stem will also grow. Stem will grow upwards. When a stem grows and the leaves will arise, then you can cut this layer and you will get a new plant. So by this method, rose, jasmine, bougainvillea we can grow. Last one is tissue culture. As I have written, this is the scientific method to grow new plant from the tissue. Students, plants have only meristematic tissue, means the tissue which grows is known as meristematic tissue in plants. So this is only present at the tip of the branches. So from these parts we can take few part of the plant, means tissue, and this tissue is kept in a nutrient medium. This tissue part is known as explant, and this is kept in a nutrient medium, and the tissues are separated with the help of needle. As I have written scientific method, so always remember this can be done only in laboratory, and when it is left for few days. After few days we see that all the cells are joined, and now this is known as callus. The callus is now transferred into another nutrient medium which has plant hormones. Hormones are the chemicals which are produced in the body of the organism, means plants and animals both. So this helps into the growth of new plant, and the cells of the callus in this nutrient medium divide and differentiate into roots and shoots to form a new plant. These small plantlets can be separated, and from a small tissue we can get hundred or thousands of new plants which can be grown into different pots. So this method is mainly used to grow orchids, chrysanthemum and asparagus. Hope you all understood what I have taught you.